For purely inductive circuit, voltage equation is V of t Vm sin of omega t. Current equation is I of t Im sin of omega t minus phi by 2. Means what is the phase difference between voltage and current for purely inductive circuit?
90 degree.
90 degree. Very good. Current lags or current leads?
Current lags.
Correct. Current lags voltage by 90 degree. So lagging parameter in phasor diagram will measure in clockwise direction. So here you can see current lags voltage by 90 degree. So phase difference is 90 degree. So power factor will be
0.
0. Correct. Power factor is 0. Right. This is the instantaneous power equation we got. And average power is, what is the average power? Is this done? Average power is done. Average power for inductor is 0. This one,
Yes,
okay. And energy stored by inductor is half Li square joule. Okay, it is half Li square joule. Now, in case of inductor, waveforms I explained to you for inductor. This one waveforms or not? See, for inductor, V of t Vm sin of omega t, it is the voltage. This one waveform number of times we have seen. Current lags to it by 90 degree. So what will current voltage waveform starting from 0 degree means current waveform will increase positively from where? Current lags voltage by 90 degree.
Yes.
No, current waveform is starting from where? Phase difference is 90 degrees. So graphical representation, whenever you wanted to represent of current for purely inductive, from where you can denote it? यहाँ पे दिख रहा है ना? Increasing positively current waveform from 90 degree, isn't it? Because
Yes.
phase difference is 90 degree. Means what does it mean? At and before 90 degree, if you extend the current waveform, you can see equation is I of t Im sin of omega t minus 90 degree. Minus 90 degree means at origin it is having negative value. What will be this value? Can you tell me what is the current value it is? वेवफॉर्म ये फेज डिफरेंस 90 डिग्री है तो ऑब्वियसली यहाँ पे ये वैल्यू क्या रहेगी करंट की?
Minus Im.
Correct. Very good. Minus Im it is, right? Okay, and all of you can see phase difference between the first positive peak of both the waveforms is also 90 degree. At 90 degree of voltage will occur, and at 180 degree of current first positive peak will occur. Okay, so this is the voltage and current waveform. All of you can see. Then whatever the instantaneous power equation we have derived, it is minus Vm by 2 sine square omega t. So in that sine square omega t you go on putting, is it a sine? What is the waveform? Sorry, not sine square, it's a sine 2 omega t minus Vm by 2 sine 2 omega t. So its graphical representation you will get like this. Omega t you go on putting from 0 to infinity, you will get the waveform like this. So all of you can see here for instantaneous power waveform from 0 to pi, it complete one cycle. These all are value negative, these all are positive. So average value from 0 to pi will be 0. Okay, so for inductor. And average value, how you can denote graphically? A line intersecting to x-axis. So here see average power 0. It is denoted as line intersecting to x-axis. This is the instantaneous power, graphical representation, instantaneous voltage waveform, instantaneous current waveform. Okay, so this is the graphical representation. Now during, in case of inductor, what happens here? Energy stored by inductor is half Li square joule. Its derivation not there in your syllabus. Those who are interested for a derivation can refer the BL Thareja. Just formula you can keep in your mind. Energy stored by inductor is half Li square joule, and inductor store energy in the form of magnetic field. So here what happens during power consumed by inductor? capital P, that is average power, is 0. Does inductor consume any power? It don't. Capacitor also do not consume any power. In series RL, series RC will derive the formula for power. Capital P is equals to VI cos phi, which is called as true power, active power, real power, power dissipated, power consumed. All five nothing but capital P. Okay, so for inductor and capacitor, this purely inductive circuit, purely capacitive circuit, this capital P is 0 because phi is 90 degree there for purely inductive, purely capacitive. So VI cos phi 0. Okay, so capital P is 0 here. Now what happens in case of inductor and capacitor then? Only resistive type of load consume power. We have derived for resistance, if you remember, P is equals to VI, I square R, V square by R. Only resistive type of load consume power. Inductive and capacitive type of load do not consume any power. Then what happens with such load, inductor or capacitor? So for inductor, what happens? When the current increasing here, power flows from source to load. Load is inductor here and source is single phase AC voltage source. Okay, so here when the current increases, power flows from source to load, and when it's a AC current, current continuously increases, decreases, changes its direction, and when the current decreases, same amount of power flows from load to source. So like this continuously happens. Power flows from source to load, load to source, and this inductor, it stores energy half Li square joule in the form of magnetic field. So here whatever the power continuously flows from source to load and load to source is called as Q, reactive power. For series RL, series RC will derive the formula for Q. Q is equals to VI sin phi. Phi here is 90 degree. Sin phi is, what is the value of sin phi? The sine of 90 degree. What is sine? Sine of 90 degree is 1. 1. Okay, means you can find here some reactive power is there. Okay, so about reactive power formula, its derivation and unit we are going to see for series RL next one topic once we finish with purely capacitive. So in case of inductor and capacitor, same thing happen. They do not consume any power. Power consumed by them is 0, and P is equals to 0 you will get, and power flows continuously from source to load and load to source. That is called as a reactive power. And we pay electricity bill only for P, capital P. We do not pay electricity bill for Q. Okay. So whatever the electricity bill to you is only because of a resistive type of load. Means what is the conclusion? A resistive type of load consume how much power? What is the formula for that? Only resistive type of only resistive type of load consume power, and how much power it consume?
VI.
ये ध्यान में रखो, numerical 1 mark. And what's about inductive and capacitive type of load? Power consumed by them is
0.
0. Okay. Here we have derived for inductive type of load. Power consumed is 0. Now we are going to see about the capacitive type of load. Okay. And what's about inductor across DC? It acts as a short circuit or open circuit?
Short circuit.
Acts as a short circuit. XL is equals to omega L 2 pi FL. For AC, as you go on increasing the frequency, XL increases. When frequency is 0, XL is 0. So graph is starting from origin and then linearly increasing. XL versus M. And the formula for I am Vm by XL. Okay. So these things we have seen in previous lecture. Now we are going to see about the capacitive circuit, purely capacitive circuit. Capacitor is what? Two metallic plates separated by dielectric medium like paper and mica is the capacitor. Capacitance is denoted by a symbol capital C. Whenever you wanted to represent it in electric or electronic circuit, like this symbol you can use for capacitor. Unit for capacitor is farad. It is having the ability to store the charge. Charge of capacitor formula is Q is equals to CV. Okay, so capacitive type of load, whenever you connect across single phase AC voltage source, V of t Vm sin of omega t. Here you can write Q is equals to CV. Here V is supply voltage, because how much voltage is there across capacitor? Same as that of supply voltage. So V of t you can put Vm sin of omega t. Simplified. I, all of you know, I is what? A rate of change of charge. So put here value of Q in this equation. I, you will get d dt of this one parameter. So CVM you can take common because it's a constant. You are differentiating it with respect to time. That's why CVM you can take common. So what is the derivative of sine of omega t with respect to t?
Omega cos of omega t.
Correct. Omega into cos of omega t, isn't it? So Vm into cos of omega t, and whatever this omega c parameter, we can write in denominator as 1 divided by omega c. Same equation you can write like this also. And what is 1 divided by omega c?
XC.
Correct, Xc, that is the capacitive reactance, isn't it? And cos of omega t you can replace as sine of omega t plus pi by 2. This formula you know in 12th, omega t is cos of omega t is sine of omega t plus pi by 2. And what is Vm by Xc?
Im.
Im, right? It is Im. So you will get the expression for current Im sine of omega t plus pi by 2 ampere. And voltage equation is V of t Vm sine of omega t. So compare both the equations. Means current leads here or lags here?
Leads.
Correct.
Leads, ma'am.
Leads, because plus sign is there. Means this waveform, when you plot graphically, at origin it is having which value? 0 or some positive value or some negative value?
0.
Positive.
Positive value. Because plus, very good, plus is there, means positive value, right? Okay, so plus pi by 2 means current leads voltage by how much angle?
90 degree.
Correct, 90 degree. So phase difference between voltage and current is how much?
90 degree.
90 degree. So power factor for capacitor is
0.
0. Correct.
0.
Correct. 0. Okay. So current leads voltage by 90 degree. V of t Vm sine of omega t along positive real axis. Magnitude is equals to RMS. And I of t Im sine of omega t plus pi by 2. Current waveform. So current leads voltage by 90 degree leading parameter in phasor diagram we represent in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so current leads voltage in anti-clockwise direction at an angle of 90 degree, and its magnitude will be equal to IRMS. So current is along positive imaginary axis. Like this is the phasor diagram for purely capacitive circuit. Now Xc we got 1 divided by omega c, that is 1 divided by 2 pi fc. So Xc is called as capacitive reactance, unit is ohm. So capacitive reactance here, all of you can see it is inversely proportional to frequency. So across capacitor, when you connect DC voltage source, for DC voltage source we know frequency is 0. So 1 divided by 0 will be what? Xc will be what?
Infinity.
Correct.
Infinity.
Right. Means capacitor acts as a, across DC it acts as a
Open.
open circuit. Correct. Capacitor, it acts as a open circuit. For a DC, capacitor acts as an open circuit. Now, in series RL, next one topic, we will derive there, or we can find there XL always comes along positive imaginary axis. XL always comes along positive imaginary axis, and XC always comes along negative imaginary axis. Okay, so whenever we plotted the graph XL versus frequency, that linearly increasing, that we plotted in first quadrant. Okay. and XC comes in along negative imaginary axis. So XC will come in fourth quadrant. Okay, in series RC, we are going to derive the impedance triangle. There you will find XC always comes along negative imaginary axis. And for series RL, we'll derive the impedance triangle. There you will get XL always comes along positive imaginary axis. So XC versus frequency graph, all of you can see, it is plotted in which quadrant? Fourth quadrant. Okay,
Fourth quadrant.
fourth quadrant. So here see XC is inversely proportional to frequency. For DC, when frequency is 0, XC is infinity. Means graph like this it will start. For 0 frequency, XC is infinity. For lower frequency, XC is very high. And for AC, as you go on increasing frequency, XC decreases. So this nature is called as parabolic or hyperbolic.
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 Okay. So MCQ question, XC versus frequency, parabolic or hyperbolic or linear. So which one is the correct option?
Hyperbolic.
Hyperbolic.
Hyperbolic, right? It's a hyperbolic. Sometimes here capacitance value is given to you and instantaneous voltage equation will be given to you and you will get asked calculate XC. Okay. So if XC in ohm you get asked 1 divided by omega C, that you can calculate. Sometimes you may get asked calculate impedance in ohm and options given to you are in a rectangular form. So as XC always comes along negative imaginary axis that we will derive in series RC, XC always comes along negative imaginary axis. That's why Z here is minus JXC. Okay. Impedance, you keep in your mind, formula for impedance for purely capacitive circuit is minus JXC. Why minus JXC? Because XC is along imaginary axis. That's why J. And it is along negative imaginary axis. That's why minus JXC. And XL you will find along positive imaginary axis in series RL, will derive it. So for purely inductive circuit, if you get asked impedance in rectangular form, then it will be plus JXL. These two formula all of you keep in your mind. For purely inductive circuit, you may get asked either XL or Z. So Z will be plus JXL, unit is ohm. And for purely capacitive circuit, XC, if you get asked 1 divided by omega C, you can calculate. But if options given to you are in rectangular form and you get asked to calculate the Z, so it will be minus JXC, ohm. So plus JXL minus JXC. And when imaginary part is positive, can you tell me what will be its polar form? यहाँ पे क्या है? XL is along positive imaginary axis, no real part 0 है. So what will be its polar conversion? Magnitude कितना आएगा? Magnitude will be what? How we calculate the magnitude? Square of real part plus square of imaginary part. 0 square plus XL square is XL. और angle कितना आएगा? Polar form. Convert rectangular to polar. Suppose it is plus 5J is the impedance. XL जो है 5 ohm है. So Z क्या आएगा? Plus 5J ohm. And what will be its polar form? ये rectangular हुआ है. Lower one is rectangular. What will be its polar form? Using calculator you can calculate it. Or I told you how we calculate the magnitude. Square root of real part plus imaginary part to XL. Our angle कैसे calculate करता है? Tan inverse of imaginary part upon real part. So tan inverse of 5 by 0 is what? How much angle you will get?
90
plus 90 degree.
Plus 90 degree.
Sometimes there is the possibility that options given to you are in rectangular or in polar. So polar form of this is XL at an angle of 90 degree. Isn't it? Got it? Similarly here Z is minus JXC. Z here is, see all of you can see it is minus JXC. Nothing but its polar form is what? square root of real part plus square of imaginary part. Real part is 0 here. So 0 square plus x square, its square root means xc at an angle of what? Minus 90 degree. Consider it is minus 5j. Minus 5j, tan inverse of minus 5 divided by 0. So minus 90 degree. So this one is the polar form. When we will solve the numericals, it will be more clear to you that why here minus jxc and why above plus jxl, and then how to convert this rectangular to polar. When further part we'll see, it will be clear. Right now, maybe some of you not getting, but when we will finish with RL and RC and numerical on that, you will easily get this point. Okay. Now, so impedance sometimes you may get asked. So it is this one ohm. Instantaneous power you can find out now. Same as that of the earlier one. Instantaneous voltage into instantaneous current. Put here values. You will get it like this. Sine of omega t plus pi by 2 will be cos of omega t. Multiply and divide by 2 in numerator and denominator. Okay. So here you can make it as sine of 2 omega t upon 2 into Vm Im, isn't it? So again the same thing, sine of 2 omega t. Only the for inductor we got the same instantaneous power, only minus sign it was. Okay, only minus sign it was. And here plus. Okay. So waveforms you got wherever there is a positive negative cycle will come. So again the same thing. Twice the supply frequency means from 0 to pi, it will complete one cycle. So from 0 to pi, what will be the average value for capacitor? What will be the average value from 0 to pi?
0.
0. It will be 0, isn't it? Same, whatever we have seen for inductor, average power will be 0 for capacitor also. MCQ question, does capacitor consume any power? It do not consume any power. We'll show you the waveforms. So see here, V of t, Vm sine of omega t is the voltage waveform. Okay, current leads voltage by 90 degree. Means first positive peak of Vm occurs at 90 degree. So first positive peak of Im occurs at, means first positive peak of current Im will occur at
minus 90 degree.
See, current leads voltage by 90 degree. Okay, तो किसका पॉजिटिव पीक अकर होगा पहले?
Current.
Current का. If of voltage occurs at 90 degree plus 90 degree and current is leading voltage by 90 degree, तो current का first positive peak कहाँ पे occur होगा? 0 degree पे. Got it? So whatever the current waveform you are plotting, you have to, how you have to plot it? This is plus Im at 0 degree. See here, I told you omega t, after omega t plus sign is there, plus 90 degree plus is there, means at origin it is having positive value. After omega t in this waveform nothing is there, v of t Vm sine of omega t. So at omega t it is having 0 value. And if after omega t minus 60 degree, minus 30 degree, minus 90 degree, then that waveform has negative value at origin. This one point you keep in your mind. Sometimes while solving numerical, you have to use this. Okay. So accordingly, you draw the current waveform. You can draw. So here you can see the phase difference between voltage and current is 90 degree. Current leads voltage by 90 degree. Now what's about P of t? P of t, what expression we got? Plus Vm Im upon 2 sine of 2 omega t. So omega t there you put on 0 to infinity. You will get like this waveform. Whatever the inductor we got, reverse of it. Wherever plus negative cycle is there, so on. So you can see this waveform, it completes from 0 to pi, one complete cycle. So average value over one complete cycle, that is from 0 to pi, it is 0. That's why average value will be along x-axis. Got it? So this is the instantaneous power and this one is average power. This is all about the waveforms. Now here also the same thing happen, whatever we have seen for inductor, that is capacitor do not consume any power. Then what happen here, active power is 0. Power consumed by capacitor is 0. Then what happens in case of capacitor? When you switch on, energy flows from source to load when current is increasing. And energy stored by capacitor in the form of electric field, and that is half CV square joule. Derivation not there in your syllabus. Those who are interested can refer BL Tharija. E is equals to half CV square. So here, when current increases, power flows from source to load, and when current decreases, reverse flow of power. That is, power flows from load to source. So continuous flow of power from source to load and load to source, and that is called as reactive power. Formula for reactive power in next topic we are going to derive. Q is equals to VI sin phi. Here sin phi is not 0, it is 1 for capacitor. That's why some Q reactive power is there. Okay, so what is the conclusion? Suppose in the numerical it is given to you, V of t is Vm sin of omega t and I of t is Im sin of omega t plus pi by 2. Means it's a case of purely capacitive circuit. Why? Because plus pi by 2 is there, plus is there means current leading, and by an angle pi by 2 means it's a purely capacitive. Okay. So this is the instantaneous voltage equation, instantaneous current equation. Phi is 0 degree, power factor is 0. This is the phasor diagram. Current leads voltage by 90 degree. XC formula we have derived 1 divided by omega c, that is 1 divided by 2 pi fc. XC versus frequency graph in fourth quadrant. XC is inversely proportional to frequency. For DC, capacitor acts as an open circuit, and for AC, as you go on increasing the frequency, XC decreases. Okay, and Z, sometimes if you get asked, then formula in terms of rectangular form is minus JXC, and in polar form it is XC at an angle of minus 90 degree. Instantaneous power equation is Vm Im by 2 sin of 2 omega t. Average power is 0. Energy stored by capacitor is half CV square joule. Okay. Now we'll see some numericals based on these topics. So first one numerical is for pure. Sometimes in the numerical it is given V of t 10 sin of 100 pi t, instantaneous voltage equation, and you have been given instantaneous current equation 2 sin 100 pi t. So compare both the equations. Both the first one is of voltage, second one is of current. Both are sinusoidal, isn't it? Omega is same. What is the value of omega for voltage and current here?
100 pi.
Correct, 100 pi. 100 pi radian per second is the value of omega. Using that, you can calculate the frequency if you get asked, isn't it? And if you compare both the equations, do you find any phase difference between voltage and current?
No.
No phase difference is there, because in both the equations, sine of omega t, sine of 100 pi t, after that nothing is there. Means no phase difference is there between voltage and current. Means it is which type of circuit? For which circuit we have seen?
Purely resistive circuit.
Correct. It's a purely resistive circuit, because we have seen for purely resistive circuit, no phase difference between there. No phase difference is there between voltage and current. Phase difference between them is 0 degree. So here you may get asked, calculate the impedance. So first of all, you have to identify it is which type of load. So no phase difference there between voltage and current means it is purely resistive circuit. And for purely resistive circuit, what is the formula of Z? Means impedance
IR.
R is equal
equals
to
to R. Impedance is equals to R ohm. And how can you calculate then R here? Resistance. Do you know Vm here? What is the value of Vm?
10 under root of 10 square plus
10.
2 square.
Root of
What is the value? My question is, what is the value of Vm?
10.
10. Vm is
10.
10. What is the value of Im?
2.
2.
2.
So if you take here ratio of Vm by Im, what you will get?
R.
R. Got it? Vrms by Irms and Vm by Im. Both the ratio, their value will be same or different?
Same.
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 Because root 2 will cancel, isn't it? So here 10 by 2 is a value R. R you can find out here. Vm by Im. Isn't it? Vm upon Im is R. So 10 by 2. That is 5 ohm is the impedance. Or like this two instantaneous voltage equation given to you and they will ask you what is the power factor. So what is the power factor here?
Vi.
1.
1 unity power factor. Okay, so here phi is 0 degree and cos phi is 1. Power factor is unity power factor. Suppose you get asked here what is the power consumed. How much is the power consumed? What is the formula we have learned for power consumed? V into I. Which one V and which one I? Peak or RMS?
RMS.
RMS. Very good. Okay. So average power is VRMS.
Upon 2.
Average power is VRMS into IRMS. Okay. So VRMS and IRMS is what? 10 divided by root 2 and into 2 divided by root 2 watt will be the power. Got the thing? Is this clear to everyone? So
Yes,
like this.
ma'am.
Okay. Any one parameter for 1 mark you will get asked on this. Same type of question on purely capacitive, purely inductive. So if suppose same equation, now suppose V of t 10 sine of 100 pi t given to you and I of t 2 sine 100 pi t plus pi by 2 is given. Plus pi by 2 is the expression given. So what it will be?
Purely capacitive.
Correct.
circuit.
Very good. Because current voltage equation, all of you can see it's a 10 sine of 100 pi t and current expression is 2 sine 100 pi t plus pi by 2. Means this is which type of load? Capacitive.
Capacitive.
Because all of you can see here current leads voltage by 90 degree. So same question, whatever we have seen for resistance on capacitance, you will get asked here for capacitive circuit. Similarly, if I am going to put here minus pi by 2, then
Inductive.
Inductive circuit.
correct, minus pi by 2 means it's a inductive type of circuit because you can see here current lags voltage by 90 degree. So whatever the questions for purely resistive, I ask you phase difference, power factor, power consumed, that is the impedance is how much. So same questions on purely inductive circuit. Okay, got it? Means what is the conclusion? If only one instantaneous voltage and current equation given to you, you must be able to identify whether it is purely resistive, purely inductive or purely capacitive. Once you identify the load, then you can apply the formula, isn't it? Like here, what will be the formula of impedance? Minus pi by 2 hai. So Z will be what? Plus JXL. Or they may ask you calculate the XL, isn't it? So XL is omega L and Z is plus JXL. Okay. And power consumed by this is Yes, suppose for this equation, power consumed you get as then how much it will be?
0.
0. Correct. Because minus pi by 2 है, means current lags voltage. I mean, it's a case of purely inductive. So inductor or capacitor do not consume any power. So P will be 0. Okay. Got the questions? Now, next questions we'll see. So this is only the important thing. Once you got this one point, easily you can solve the sum. Carefully observe the each and every point given to you in the numericals. See here next. Write the expression for the instantaneous current through pure resistance of 100 ohm if the voltage source is this one. So which type of load given to you?
Capacitive.
Inductive.
That's why I told you read numerical carefully. Do not observe the waveforms. ये numerical read करना है. Carefully you have to read. In core subject or in engineering, whenever numerical is given to you, the important thing is carefully you have to read the numerical, understand the numerical. Write the expression. It is not capacitive or it is not inductive type of. Write the expression for instantaneous current through pure resistance of value 100 ohm if the voltage source is V of t 325 sine of 100 pi t plus pi by 3. Voltage equation not necessary it is V of t Vm sine of omega t. It can be like this also, Vm sine of omega t plus phi. But load is already given to you. Which type of load it is?
Purely resistive.
It's given to you that it is purely resistive load. You don't have to identify here which type of load because it's already given. It's a purely resistive load and it is of 100 ohm. First thing, isn't it? So across it, whatever the voltage source is connected is this one. So you have been asked to write the instantaneous current equation, isn't it? Now here it's a purely resistive load. And across it, whenever you apply sinusoidal AC voltage, is there any phase difference between voltage and current? What we learn?
No.
No phase difference is there between voltage and current. So if voltage equation is V of t Vm sine of omega t, current equation is I of t Im sine of omega t. But here voltage equation is what? Vm sine of omega t plus pi by 3. So what will be the current expression? No phase difference between voltage and current, isn't it? So I of t standard equation will be what? Yes,
I sin
I
100 pi
am
t.
correct. I am sine. What's about the value of omega? Same. 100 pi t. 100 pi t. Yes. No phase difference is there. So what the next? 100 pi t
Plus pi by 3.
plus pi by 3. Got the thing? Everyone, is this clear to you? So
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever is the voltage equation given to you, same will be the in the same form will be the instantaneous current equation. Now you compare both the equation. V of t is 325 sine of 100 pi t plus pi by 3, and current equation also I have written I am sine of 100 pi t plus pi by 3. So comparing both the equation, do you find any phase difference between voltage and current?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am.
No phase difference is there, isn't it? Okay. So means it is plus pi by 3. Pi by 3 means what? How much degree?
60 degree.
60 degrees.
60 degree, right? So if you wanted to represent its graphical representation, so whatever is the x-axis with reference to that, this is the VRMS at an angle of what? ये एंगल कितना रहेगा with reference to x-axis? 60 degree. Is the phasor diagram representation. And what's about the current? Current waveform also
Same.
in phase with it. This is the phasor diagram. So see, is there any phase difference between voltage and current?
No.
IRMS value. Okay, no phase difference is there between voltage and current. Only the thing is, they are in first quadrant, their phasor representation. You can see at origin it is having some positive value. See, at origin this waveform is having some positive value. Okay, like this is the waveform. Okay, so what the question now? This is the standard instantaneous current equation. Omega is 100 pi. Here, this angle is plus pi by 3. Only you have to find out Im now. So how you can find out Im? Do you know Vm? Vm is how much?
325.
Okay, and resistance is how much?
100 ohm.
100
100.
ohm. So what will be Im?
3.25.
3.25.
3.25, isn't it? Vm by R is equals to Im. 325 divided by 100 will be the Im. See, 325 divided by 100 will be the Im. 3.25. So 3.25 sine of 100 pi t plus pi by 3. Isn't it? Got it? Any difficulty? Whatever this polar, soon we will see. When we finish with R and C, we are going to take the numericals. Then this one is easy to all of you to understand. Here also I can tell you, see, polar form we have seen how we can convert the instantaneous voltage or current equation to polar form. We have seen, I told you what you have to do, magnitude and some angle. Magnitude you can take peak or RMS. Here peak is taken. So peak magnitude is what? 3 to 5. So 3 to 5. Angle is what? Pi by 3 means 60 degree. So here at an angle of 60 degree, isn't it? This is the voltage. Voltage divided by resistance. See, whenever here Im you have to calculate, here calculations are done in polar form. You can do it in magnitude also. Isn't it? What we have done? We have written the current equation and then we have calculated the Im. Here what they have done? Voltage equation they have converted into the polar form. So polar form of voltage divided by resistance. Resistance is 100 ohm. So what is the 100 ohm? I told you resistance in S plane it comes along impedance triangle. When we will see, resistance comes along positive real axis in the impedance triangle. So that's why 100 is magnitude and no angle. Angle 100 resistance directly, no need even to write this resistance in polar form here. Directly you can write only 100 or 100 at an angle of 0 degree, one and the same thing. So magnitude you can divide 325 divided by 100, 3.25. And this angle, whenever you shift in numerator, so plus C angle, so it won't affect. So plus 60 degree. And whatever this polar form, you can write it in instantaneous form. See here, which one value of voltage you have used, RMS or peak?
Peak.
Peak. So whatever the current you are getting here, 3.25, it will be RMS or peak?
Peak.
Peak. Okay, here you have used peak. So current also whatever you got, that is peak. That's why I told you use in polar form RMS or peak, doesn't matter. Here they have used peak. That's why whatever the current getting, that is peak. If here you going to use RMS, then whatever the answer of current you will be getting, that will be RMS. Then again to write the equation, you have to convert that RMS to peak, because while writing the current equation, we require peak only. That's why they have done here calculation in peak, isn't it? So wherever required, use peak. Wherever required, use RMS. Like this is the case. When if right now, even if this thing's not getting to you, when we'll complete RL and RC and numerical on that, it will be very easy for you, okay, to understand. Okay, any difficulty with this? So ये जो expression मिला है, this one polar form, that you can convert into the instantaneous form. How we convert? Im 3.25. Expression is sine. Omega की value same रहती है. Whatever is the source frequency, angular frequency same is the frequency of current. That's why 100 pi t and angle is 60 degree plus, isn't it? So instantaneous current equation to polar you can write. Similarly, you should be able to write polar to instantaneous current equation if required. Isn't it? Any difficulty with this?
No, ma'am.
ठीक है, ओके. See here, 100 ohm resistance is carrying a sinusoidal current given by. Now, do not consider cos, consider here sine only, because no one will ask you the numerical in the form of cosine waveform. Okay, and no one will ask you instantaneous power. So don't do this. No need to do that. And only this one question. You assume 100 ohm resistance is carrying a sinusoidal current given by 3 sine omega t. So calculate the average power. How much will be the average power? Is it a case of purely resistance?
Yes.
Okay, it's a resistance. What is the formula for power consumed we have seen for resistance?
Yeah.
VI, that is VRMS into IRMS. But here what is given to you? Resistance is given and current waveform is given. 3 sine omega t. See, sinusoidal current. So no need of voltage. What is the formula in terms of current and resistance?
IR square.
I square R. I square R. So which one I here? I square means IM or IRMS?
IRMS.
Correct, IRMS. So 3 is here. What is the peak value of current given to you?
3.
3 ampere, isn't it? So 3 divided by √2, it's square, isn't it? Into 100 will be the power consumed. So see, you will get it 450 watt. Just cross check the answer. Don't do this one, instantaneous power. Okay. Next. Next one. Find the current flowing through purely inductive circuit containing a voltage source of this 325 sine 100 pi t and an inductance of 2 Henry. So it is directly given to you. It's a case of purely inductive circuit. Inductance value is also given 2 Henry. Voltage source is also given 325 sine of 100 pi t. So only the current you have been asked to calculate. So see, mostly whenever you get asked to calculate the current, find the current flowing through this containing a voltage source and so and so. Its meaning is you have been asked to calculate the IRMS. So in MCQ exam, in MCQ exam, whatever the question, if you get asked like this question, so its meaning is current you have been asked to calculate, means IRMS value of current you have to find out, and whatever the options given to you, that will be only IRMS value of the current. Okay. And if they wanted to ask instantaneous value of current equation, then here specifically they mention find instantaneous current equation. Okay. Is this clear to everyone? So whatever the options given to you, observing it also you can identify the things. Here actually they have mentioned find the current flowing through, but they have find out here instantaneous current equation. It's not so. Whenever in the numerical you get asked to calculate the value of current, means RMS value of current you have to find out. Okay. The conclusion is here whenever you get asked calculate the current, calculate the voltage, means you have to find out the RMS value. And if the examiner wanted to ask that you should find out the instantaneous current equation or voltage equation, clearly they mention here find out the instantaneous current equation. Okay. So first of all, instantaneous current equation we will find out, and then using that IRMS value. Okay. So VM, you know, here VM is what? 325.
25.
L is given to you 2 Henry. Using that, can you calculate XL?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
2 pi FL, that is 628.31 ohm. So what will be VM by XL?
IM.
Isn't it?
IM.
IM. So you will get it 0.517. So once you get IM, you can calculate IRMS. IM divided by √2, isn't it? And if you get asked to write the instantaneous current equation, so here again one mistake they have done. What is the mistake? Current equation जो लिखा है, ये देखो, it's a case of purely inductive they have mentioned. Here it is the voltage expression is this one. Can you tell me what is the mistake here in current expression, whatever they have written?
Ma'am,
Phase
minus
difference.
5 by 2 चाहिए.
Ah,
Minus 5 by.
correct, correct. So current expression is 0.517 sine 100 pi t minus pi by 2 it's must. Okay, this is the instantaneous current equation. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so